Hello and welcome to Shikara Academy's UPSC Mains PYQ series. In this series, we will be discussing the questions asked by UPSC in GS Mains papers from 2013 to 2024. So today is our day 6. Let's begin with today's question. Now this particular question was asked by UPSC in 2024 General Studies paper 1. What is the phenomenon of cloudbursts? Explain. A simple, straightforward geography question. We have to answer it in 150 words and it is worth 10 marks. So mapping it with the syllabus, GS paper 1, geography, it comes under important geophysical phenomena. And what is the phenomenon over here? The phenomenon of cloudbursts. Now, what is the approach that we can take to answer this particular question? The approach will be simple IBC approach or the introduction, body and conclusion approach. So in introduction, we define what is a cloudburst. In body, we write about the mechanisms and the causes of the cloudbursts and also the effects of the cloudburst. Then in conclusion, we summarize the answer. And link it to mitigation because it is very important to end the answer on a positive or a solution oriented approach in a solution oriented end than the pessimist or some destructive conclusion. Also, it is important that the conclusion shall be positive, solution oriented and future oriented as well. So, writing our introduction, we write cloudburst is an extreme weather event which is characterized by the sudden intense rainfall over a small localized area in a very short period of time. It often leading to flash floods and landslides. So we just defined what is a cloudburst in the introduction. Then moving on to the body, we write the mechanism and causes. So the rapid upward movement, the orographic lifting of air. So the cloudbursts typically occur when warm, moisture-laden air rapidly rises due to convection or orographic lifting, especially in the mountainous regions like Himalayas. So in India, Himalayas is the most prone region for cloudbursts. Then condensation and accumulation. So as the air ascends, it cools and condenses into dense cumulonimbus clouds. This rainfall is held up by strong upward air currents, causing water to accumulate within the cloud. So precipitation takes place and the cloud forms. Then there is sudden and intense downpour. When the upward current weaken, the accumulated water is released suddenly resulting in torrential rainfall often exceeding 100 mm in an hour over an area of 20 to 30 square kilometers. And the common regions that are impacted, cloudbursts are frequent in India's hilly states such as Uttarakhand, Himachal, and the UT of Jammu and Kashmir, especially during the monsoon or the southwest monsoon season. So if we can make a schematic diagram, so it will fetch us few extra marks and give us edge over the others. So this orographic lifting and cloudburst, how they are related. So the moist air encounters mountain and hills when it is traveling and is forced to rise up. The rising air then cools and condenses. So the condensation, because of the condensation, the clouds develop. Now, there is violent upward flow of air prevents the condensing air, raindrops from falling to the ground. So upward air, the upward warm air, it prevents the condensation, the downpour of the cloud. But when this upward air, it weakens. The lack of upward air prevents dissipation of moisture. Whole of the stored water falls at one time and in the steep slopes. It causes the flash floods as well as heavy erosion and landslides. So we write what is the impact or what is the effect of these cloudbursts. So the number one is the flash floods on the hilly region or the slope of the hills and the landslides. The sudden deluge can cause devastating flash floods landslides, and significant loss of life and property. So this is the main negative impact of cloudbursts. Then they are very difficult to predict. So the cloudbursts are difficult to predict due to their abrupt and localized nature. So they are very abrupt, very intense, and are localized in a certain regions, only certain specific region. So it becomes really hard to predict. Now we have completed the body. Now we move on to conclusion. So in conclusion, we can summarize it in entire one line that cloudbursts are hazardous short duration rainfall events that a pose a serious risk, especially in mountainous regions. So we summarized our what is a cloudburst here, their impact also. Now, how can we mitigate the forward looking or a positive conclusion? So we write a line, improve forecasting and preparedness are essential to mitigate their destructive impacts. So this is our line of mitigation in which we are talking about the improved forecasting and preparedness. So in order to minimize the destructive effect of cloudburst. So this completes our answer. You can get this PDF of this particular answer, this model answer on our Telegram as well as WhatsApp channel. Thank you.